Morning, everyone. I'm the one named Michael Crow from ASU. And let me just contextualize, welcome to one of ASU's 3 innovation campuses that we have in this region. We also have 5 academic campuses, and an innovation campus is where we bring people together at all levels of innovation and opportunity and excitement, just so that they can collaborate and be together. University people, community college people, startup companies, lawyers, entrepreneurs, everyone, they just come to this place. We have 3 buildings up, 7 more to go. The project's off to a great start, and so you're sitting in a part of that complex that we've got going on here. Let me also just say a little bit about ASU itself. As Bill was saying, we have decided some time ago to, and this is apropos of what I'm about to say, to not basically just become a clonal replicant of the universities that have come before us. And let me say that that's a fundamental decision on our part. If we desire our country to be more successful, the last thing we would ever do is just replicate whatever came before us. It's been successful in the past. It won't be as successful in the future. How do we know that? We know that from the very reason that this meeting is taking place. We have issues, we have problems, we have issues relative to accessibility, we have issues relative to success, we have issues relative to diversity, we have issues relative to all kinds of complexities. We built this country to be one of the most complex socioeconomic creatures that humans have ever created. We decided everybody was equal. We decided everybody would have liberty and justice and all these other fundamental principles. We fight for those things and we argue about those things, and we built a country to work that way. We decided everyone would have an equal chance. Everyone would have a chance to move themselves forward. We decided the country would be built around the concept of merit, not family. That it would be built around the notion that you, the individual, would be responsible for advancing yourself. That your parents' circumstances would not determine your fate. Yet, the lower half of family incomes in the United States are graduating just the same number of people that they graduated from college 45 years ago. No change. The lower quarter of family incomes are in basically social, economic, and cultural disruption at levels that we haven't seen in this country for probably 10 decades. People under the age of 34 in the United States are the first generation since 1860 to have a lower level of educational attainment, and I'm not talking about college, a lower level of educational attainment than the generation that preceded them. So, what does that mean? It means the system that we all are a part of, and by the way, I'm operating under the assumption that we're all in the room here for the same reason. We're all desirous of developing individual humans to their fullest potential, whether they're a welder, an electrician, custodian, architect, engineer, whatever it is, business person, entrepreneur, whatever it is. We are after a way, we seek a way, we desire a way to create pathways for human enrichment. But let me tell you why that's difficult. All of us in this room inherited a fixed, rigid, disconnected model of education and learning built around a social hierarchy that basically allocates social status through educational achievement. We have denigrated so many pathways to success that people won't even take certain pathways because somehow the social return is insufficient to be viewed as valuable in the society that we have constructed. We've built a social hierarchy just in universities. The greater universities of the United States, the great universities of the United States are what? They are the universities that most look like country clubs. I used to be at one of them. It's a fantastic place. It's a fantastic country club. It is unbelievable. But nobody can go there. And they pride themselves, this was Columbia University, they pride themselves on exclusion. Okay, private institution, do what you want, I don't care. Public university, public community college, public school, public technology, trade school, whatever, not the case. So, we inherited a fixed, rigid, disconnected model of education and learning. It has run its course. It is no longer adequate to the assignment. Second, we inherited, for whatever reason, a culture in that fixed system which is non-adaptive. For whatever reason, this is the stupidest thing I have ever heard. For whatever reason, it believes, the system that we're a part of, that it's that it is the best it could ever be, and that the only reason that kids are underperforming in high school is because their parents are too stupid, the kids are too lazy, they don't look like me, so they must be different, and that it's somehow related to that, not related to the system you put the kid in. We started a charter school, K through 12 charter school in Central Phoenix not too long ago, enough ago that we just graduated our first class, 75% Title I, 98% graduation rate, 74% going on to post-secondary college or tech school, 30 of the kids going to our university's honors college in a community that has a 1% college going rate. We didn't have any more money. We didn't have any more resources, any more assets. We're not geniuses, far from it. What we are is we have decided that the old way doesn't work, a new way might work better. And it does. We know it does, both at multiple levels. So we have a fixed, rigid, disconnected model of education and learning systems, and we have a fixed, non-adaptive model no longer capable of matching the needs of our society, which is what? It turns out, as we evolve into a population of 450 million people in the United States, we need more of everything, actually more skills, more jobs, more ways of doing things, more people that can program the computer, repair the computer, build the electrical system, pave the street, maintain the street, drive the robot truck that works on the street, program the robot truck that's on the street, sweep the street, everything imaginable, every skill imaginable. So we need more diverse skills, not less. We need people capable of high-speed change, not rigid thinkers. Think 4 careers in your life and 12 jobs. 4 careers and 12 jobs. How will you be ready for that if all you have is some little pathway that you stopped learning on when you were 18? Lifelong learning is necessary. So diverse skills, high-speed change, adaptive skills, and social mobility. The system is no longer working toward social mobility. It basically assumes the following. You're from some family that's different than my family and you don't have many resources. I'm really sorry for you. You're going to go to this school over here or this program over here and you're just going to have to do the best that you can. You kidding me? Oh, by the way, ask me why we have a 98% graduation rate in one of the charter schools that we're operating. Because, by the way, I'm really disappointed in that. You need to understand. I'm tremendously disappointed. The goal of the school is 100% graduation. We failed the goal. The goal was not achieved. People that tell you that you cannot graduate 100% of students going to high school do not know what they're talking about. They don't believe in it. They do not believe in it. Therefore, they should be shunted to the side. And they should go do something else. And you should find people who do believe in it. So, what do we need to do? We need to innovate. The key operative word is innovate. We need to build adaptive learning systems. We need to build adaptive lifelong learning systems. We need to individualize learning. Here's the system we presently operate under, and this is one of the reasons that it fails. It's one of the reasons that we have this problem that Bill was talking about, particularly in high growth areas of the United States that are really diverse, like the Southwest. The American dream is being shaped in the Southwest. High diversity, lots of people coming here to find the American dream from all over the world. Fantastic, that's the way the place was designed. And then we get here, and we're ever so shocked that when you put them into a factory model for learning, they don't all come out the same. They didn't come in the same, therefore they're not going to go out the same, so therefore give up on same. Focus on individualized learning. Now, individualized learning means finding a pathway for every child to be successful, or every adult to be successful, or every pathway unique to that individual. And we now have the means to do that through technology, through other tools, through ways of doing things. And then lastly, we need to innovate 1,000 students. In the 1990s, less than 5% of our student body were made up of students from the lower half of the family income scale. Now half of our students are made up from the lower half of the family income scale. We have doubled the number of graduates of Latino heritage in the last 6 years. At the same time that we more than doubled the number of graduates, we increased the level of research competitiveness of our faculty by a factor of 4. $450 million a year of non-medical research at ASU. That's not important to this conversation, but I'll tell you why it's important. That's more technical and scientific research than non-medicine than Columbia, where I came from, or Harvard, or Princeton, or Stanford, or USC, all going on in the same faculty producing 20,000 graduates. Same number of faculty with half the number of graduates and a quarter of the level of research. The same number of faculty. That's all a product of innovation. Innovation on the inside. Innovation in how we structure. And what are the most important innovations? First, you must take every stick of explosive that you can find and attach it to everything where the word no appears as the first response out of somebody's mouth. Oh, we can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. I heard no 90% of the time. And they would say, well, there's a rule. I'd say, show me the rule. I never heard from them again after that. There usually was no rule. They just thought there was a rule. Somebody had told them there was a rule in 1964, and then it got passed on and passed on and passed on and passed on. And 40 years later, they still thought there was a rule. And so our innovation process has been built around what I think all of us have to do. So Rufus knows, and Rufus could comment on this, we've greatly enhanced the pathways from the community college to the university with tremendous success. 8,000 graduates this year from community college transfer students. 8,000. A threefold increase. 150 defined pathways. And Rufus will tell you that when we started, when I took office, here was the attitude of our old style culture in the university. Who would want to work with these community college people? Who would want to work with them? Elitist, social hierarchy, unbelievably destructive to what we're trying to achieve. So you innovate culture, you innovate style, you innovate clock speed. We did away with a normal semester. We now have 6 academic modules during the year. We're about to announce a series of 2.5 and 3-year degrees. Certain degrees we believe that you can advance in 2.5 or 3 years. We announced a project not too long ago with a company called Starbucks. So half the kids that have entered college never graduate. Of the kids that entered college and didn't graduate, most of them are pretty irritated. They're not very happy. They're disgruntled. Their lifelong learning opportunities have been thwarted by the system that defeated them. And oh, by the way, they're carrying this thing they got to pay back to somebody called a debt that they didn't get anything for. The debt's worth it if you succeed. More than worth it. It's fantastic return. It's not worth it if you don't succeed. Therefore, how do you complete college? You have to go back in and innovate and restructure and redesign. So we found a company to prove a point. Starbucks and ASU will produce 25,000 graduates. Those 25,000 graduates will cost them nothing to complete their degrees. They can also enter as a freshman. We're not doing that for any reason other than to say that an innovative university, working with innovative community colleges, working with innovative companies, can do anything. Anything. We now have the means to do anything. In fact, in this building, one floor above us, just to give you a sense of our innovation, I'll make this my last comment, is a crack unit called, crack, not crap, C-R-A-C-K, crack unit called Ed Plus at ASU. It's about 100 people who support the 3,000 faculty members that we have, and they have 150 technology partners, mostly private sector, Those partners have been integrated into one of the most unbelievable learning platforms that human beings have ever built, which allow us to now run an online program with 70 degrees that has almost a 90%, or actually a 90% retention rate, that allow us to lower costs, to do this, to do that. And they also allow us to then interact with middle skill jobs, community college pathways, to link with any learning situation that exists, because we found a way to infuse technology into what we do. So, I've got one message. We're all here for the same reason. We'd like to see the human beings that we're connected to, that we're responsible for, as teachers, as educators, as learning professionals, as corporate leaders, all the things. We'd like to find the people that we're responsible for, to find pathways to success. Equal opportunity to success. We now have the means to do that if you can dynamite all that no, get it out of the way, and start innovating. So, welcome to this little corner of ASU.